Okay, thank you all for joining us to Module 1. Welcome to doTERRA Business, the first set of our training series that we're going to present to you over the next coming weeks to get you started in building your own abundant doTERRA business. So during the night, we're going to go through a few things. So first of all will be the build guide, which I've got linked up on the computer already. If you have your copy of this in your paperwork that got sent out to you when you enrolled, grab it out now. Otherwise, it's on Empowered Success and there is a link there, or it's actually in the Facebook group as well. So this is a really, really amazing resource to get you started, to go through exactly what it is to build a doTERRA business. The other thing that we have done up this week is the Module 1. So really, really basic, simple information of things that you need to know when starting a doTERRA business. Basically things like wholesale customer versus wellness advocate if you're starting to enroll people. The bit of the lingo, because really there's a lot of acronyms in doTERRA, which can get quite confusing. So it's good. It's got a little guide there ready for you to go, okay, what is she talking about? LRP, PV, whatever. And a few other little tasks. So what's going to happen over the next few weeks? We're going to present a video like this. Some of them will be done by one of the leaders. Some will be done by an external wellness advocate, somebody like Teresa Harding or one of the really big doTERRA leaders. So sometimes you won't have to listen to us. You'll be listening to them. And then you can take your time to work through the module. Just follow along with that unit so that you can, figure out what it is for that week that you are supposed to learn about. And you can take your time with this. There's no rush. You can opt in, you can opt out. You don't have to do any of this. It's totally there if you want it. All right. If you have any questions along the way, make sure you just write them in the comment box and I can try and get to them. Are you waving at me, Kiri, already? Nope. Okay, so build guide. Now let's see if I can share the screen. Okay. Give me a second. Okay, so two things here. The build guide. Now, I know that a lot of you guys that are on this call have seen this a lot of times, but even, I just spoke to Jono and said, sit down and watch it again, because you can never learn this enough, because it really solidifies why you choose to opt into a doTERRA business. It's the simple stuff. It's the reason why. It's all of the basics. It's the perfect place to start. Okay, so build. Are you ready for that financial freedom? So basically, this is the story of the man who hauled buckets for a living. Every single day, he was getting buckets of water. He was taking them back to the village. He was getting paid sufficiently, but every day he'd have to go back. He'd have to fill up the bucket, take it back to the village. And then that was fine. But then one day a man came and he decided to put in a pipeline instead. So every day he started to build that pipeline, little by little, every day. He wasn't making as much money at the start, but there came a day that he was able to turn on that pipeline and the money or water flew. It turned on. So the water was flowing, the money was coming. He didn't have to actually go to work per se anymore. So this story really, really resonated with me when I first saw it, because I thought about it and, every day I could take some simple steps to just build that pipeline for the future, for that one day to have the water, the tap turned on and the money to be coming. And that is, the term for that is residual income. The idea that it comes whether I teach a class today, it comes whether I teach a class next month, whether I just share with one person or I have, share with a whole community. The money with the residual income comes. And that is why doTERRA is such an amazing company, because, for me personally, last month we had a few crazy months. I was still very invested in doTERRA. I went to Utah, we went to Kenya, but then we packed up and moved the house. So November came along. I didn't run a class. I was packing up the house and dealing with the kids. December, we moved into state. I didn't teach a class for 4 months straight, but that residual income was still continuing to come in at my teacher wage, which is what it is at the moment. And, you know, I didn't have to worry. So that's the dream. That's what you want it to do, so that the residual income comes. So having a look and questioning to yourself, you know, many people spend their lives trading hours for dollars and lack of fulfillment and sense of purpose. Whereas doTERRA, you can choose to create time, energy, financial freedom through building a lasting residual income pipeline. So where are you at the moment? Are you hauling buckets? Are you trading hours for dollars? Or are you building that pipeline, that true lasting residual income? So it was funny because, you know, originally in this journey, hubby was just happy for me to go and do whatever, this was my thing. But he saw over the past few years, he has seen the residual income coming, and he's realized, and, you know, it's clicked. So sometimes it takes a little while for it to actually click, but when it does, it does. There is no limits on advancements or earnings with doTERRA. There is no glass ceiling. You are not capped at a certain amount. You can go until the sky's the limit. So a lot of the trainings that I've been watching at the moment, these people are double presidential diamond. When I flick over the next page, you'll see that a presidential diamond earns something like $2 million a year. So they're on like $4 million a year, which is insane. But with that, a lot of doTERRA comes a lot of heart. So they're doing a lot of things with that money, and a lot of community projects and things like that. But there is you're not capped at, no, you're at this level, you can only, you're only getting $60,000 a year. Another thing that Javi brought up recently was the idea of, you know, when you work out how much you pay, or how much you get paid, take away your tax and everything like that, childcare and the rest of it, and what you're left with, versus having your own business, what you can write off and staying at home with your kids. You know, it's quite achievable to earn equivalent pretty quick. Okay, so why partner with doTERRA? doTERRA is, you know, I would be doing this whether I ever made money or not. So this for me really has turned out to be a passion that I didn't even know. I didn't even know what an essential oil was, to tell you honestly, when I first joined. All I knew was that I had to get these oils into my life. So far, I think they're up to 6 or 7 million now trusted customers. So as a company, you can see there that the growth is growing as fast as Apple. So everyone knows what Apple is. Not everybody knows what doTERRA is, though, which is a really exciting thing. It's still very early days in regards to how much growth and potential this company has. This CPTG, which you'll find on every bottle of doTERRA, is actually their patented label. They made that up. The reason they did this is because there is no governing body worldwide which can say what can be in an essential oil, which is really, really worrying, because you can go and you can pick up this oil from Kmart or from the health food shop or whatever, and legally they don't have to say anything. It doesn't have to say what's in it, what percentage of pure oil's in it, anything. So just recently, and this has happened a few times, I picked up an oil in a health food shop up in Darwin once, and it said on it 1:1. That means it's split, and it said 1:1 multi-purpose liquid. So half of it is oil and half of it is a multi-purpose liquid. What is that? Who knows? They don't have to even say, which is really worrying when you are putting that into your diffuser and you're breathing that in, or you're rubbing it onto your children's skin, diluted, of course. So basically what doTERRA said is they were going to set the standard. Now they do 54, I think, tests on every single batch of oil to make sure it is pure and potent. So that is why you need to dilute your bottles of oils when you get them, put them in the diffuser, make your blends, but that is also why you can use a lot of them as food additives. And of course, if you're looking at your bottle, it will tell you directions for use. So for instance, this is lemon. For flavoring, use diluted 1 drop in food or liquid. Okay, so it tells you on the bottle. Also, make sure again that when you are actually using and diluting your oils, follow the guidelines which are in Alternative Tribe. as to how much, because it really is less is more. Okay, so CPTG, pure. That's one of the main reasons. The other thing I'll talk to you about quickly is if you think about, you've got a lavender plant here, because there's no governing body, technically if I rip out that whole plant is lavender, okay? I then can distill the roots, the stems, the leaves, the flowers, and put 3% of that into a bottle and call that oil pure lavender, which is insane. So that is why your doTERRA lavender is the medicinal part of a lavender is actually the flowers, which is why that is what is distilled in that bottle. Very, very big difference between oils. This one here is really interesting. So a 65% retention rate. So if anyone has ever been in any other network marketing, the average is about 10 to 15%. So that means that, you know, for all the 10 people that you enroll and to bring into this company, one of them will stay, the rest will go. Whereas doTERRA is 65, and it's actually a little bit higher than that. So the thing is about this company, which is the main difference is that it is product driven. The products work. I could not live without my oils. You should see my garage. I've got a stash in case, you know, whatever happens in the future. I actually could not live without them. So this is the thing. The shampoo and conditioner works. The skincare works. It's brilliant. The vitamins, they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you can, these are a few of our anchor products. If you can get people to fall in love and use these products, they won't go off LRP because they need the products in their life. You need energy and vitality. You need shampoo and conditioner. It's just switching where you're shopping. So that's the biggest difference between doTERRA, which is authentic direct selling. I'm not trying to sell you that. I will, you know, swear over my children's life. That is what I believe. Whereas you're not just selling that opportunity or the lifestyle or the car and the, you know, the Mercedes or whatever you get. So big difference in that respect. You know, no one's going to give you a car. You'll get paid. You get overly compensated for what you do in your work in this, but you're not going to get all of the flashy stuff that goes along with it. It's really heart-centered. Okay, so largest essential oil company in the world and growing very, very fast. It is opening markets worldwide, so they're about to open Philippines. If you have got friends or family or anyone in the Philippines, go over there. If they can sit at gold, if you can get somebody to gold, I think for 3 months, they can potentially be a founder of that company, of that country, which I thought it was diamond. So when I found out that, I was like, we should have moved to New Zealand a few years ago. They're debt-free. doTERRA are totally debt-free. They are part of the $1 trillion wellness industry. People realise that everybody's sick. No one's getting better, and they are looking for that. They are looking for something that actually works. That's not just a Band-Aid treatment. They're actually using and, you know, looking for products that will support their family and be proactive. And they are led by the most beautiful, humble people you have ever met. So just recently when we went to Kenya, we were there with David Hill, which is the doTERRA doctor, and wow, he was just the most beautiful man you've ever met. Shipping internationally was one of the questions that just came up. Most of these countries have got their own, a lot of these countries have got their own kind of warehouse. So US ships from US, New Zealand ships from New Zealand. Philippines, once it opens, will come from Philippines. They set up their own distillers and little warehouses there. If not, there is the possibility to be a global access country, which basically means that anywhere in the world can set up a global access country. Say you have somebody in, I don't know, Philippines at the moment, you can, as long as they have an American address, it can get shipped to them, yes, Bali, etc. And there you go, Chloe's onto it. And this part, which for me is one of the most probably one of the most important parts of their whole business, apart from the fact that the oils work, is that their partnerships with growers, their sustainability, their co-impact sourcing, their Healing Hands Foundation, the fact that they pull kids out of the sex trafficking trade, they support all of these communities all around the world, all these small scale farmers to grow their farms, to, you know, they all have their little plots, they get paid, they get fair work conditions, they get paid. You know, I can give you 5 kilos of rosemary right now and I get the money straight transferred into my bank. So places like Kenya where we went, you know, this is unheard of. These people are just so grateful and so humble and so happy. And it's amazing. It's such a beautiful thing to be a part of. So when you buy that oil, you are touching so many lives along the way. You're not only supporting the person that you've got the oils from, but you're supporting their team's family, you're supporting the growers and doTERRA, and it's just beautiful. All right. So success is simple. So I really kind of wish that this was not on this page, but anyway. So there's three simple steps to building your financial pipeline. Use products, fall in love with them, be genuine, come from your heart. When you speak from your heart, people see that straight away. Okay. Prepare, get prepared. You know, look at the training systems, especially the one that we're doing now and the one that will be launched on the 17th. Invite people to learn about the oils. Now this, you know, you might not be one who wants to do big classes, or you might, either way. The majority of people, I think I enrolled the first 30 people into my business genuinely by saying, I need to have a coffee with you, because I did, because I love catching up and chatting. Surprise. And I was like, you know, my son woke up with an ear infection the other night, and instead of, you know, saying, you know, what can I do, screaming, going to the after hours doctors, blah, 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 I looked in my oils books and I found out what oils I needed to support him, and it worked. That's it. That's all I did, one-on-ones for the majority of this beginning of my business, until I realized, you know, what I was doing. Anyway, it can be online, it can be offline, it can be the chick at the coffee shop, doesn't really matter. Present. This is your presenting. Doesn't matter how you do it. In your back office, you can buy these handouts. They're called Empowered Total Mind Blank. Basically, you get 30 handouts, some invitations to a class, and you get 10 wild oranges that you can gift to people when they enroll. So it's $30, but you get all of that stuff. So have a few of these ready for your classes. The next thing is, see why I wanted it together? Enroll. So enroll people. Don't just say, oh, this is what I've made up for you, or now I've made up this for you. Give them the benefit of a wholesale account. They might want to stop spending their money at the wholesale shop, or the health shop, for their shampoo and conditioner, or they might be really exhausted and really struggling and want access to vitamins and minerals and, you know, skincare, and the points and the percentage back that you get with that. So don't take that opportunity away from them. Teach them how to get their own wholesale account, and then support them. So many people want tribe, they want community, they want to supplement their income, they want to actually break out of that matrix. So put them in touch, support them, put them into the right systems so that they can start doing that. Okay. How am I going to do this? All right, discover the possibilities. Just a little bit about the compensation plan and what's possible. So it's actually funny because my post today, my memory came back from 2016, and the post was a friend of mine saying how proud of me that she was that I had hit silver only a few months after I declared that that I was going to have a doTERRA business. So I grew pretty quick to silver, which is, you know, when I told my husband that I wasn't going back to teaching and this is what I was doing, I kind of was like, okay, I'm going to do it. So, you know, your first step on this process, you know, okay. there's 3 levels. Do you want your products paid for? Do you want to supplement your income, or do you want to increase and multiply? The first step here is getting to elite. You know, it's about 200 to 300, depends on how big your team is, a month, up to Premier, which is about, you know, about 25 people in your team ordering. And that can be, you know, this is averages. So when you first hit some of these ranks, often the money is not that high. This is, you know, you're, as a baby Premier, you might be getting 500 all the way to 1,000. You know, it just really depends. All the way to silver. So if you can help 3 people get to elite, choose 3 people that you want to work with that are going to actually do the work as well, not for you to look after them and you to do it all. 3 people that want to work with you and who want the same thing. So, you know, they're like-minded, they're on the same page, they're ready. Okay, work with 3 people and support them to get to elite and your silver, which is, oh gosh, I'm talking too much. Okay, gold, you know, the $5,000 a month, that's, you know, over $1,000 a week. It's not too bad, huh? All the way to platinum, up to about $10,000 a month. Now this is US as well. We've got diamond sitting at about $16,000 a month, you know, average of about $200,000 a year, and that's leading 4 people to silver. It's possible. I know, and I could call right now, but 15, probably 15 blue diamonds or diamonds. How do I get out of this? It's so, just give me a second. Sorry. Okay. So you got your blue diamonds here, which is leading 5 people to gold, and then your presidential. So as I said before, some of these people that I've been watching their trainings are double presidential diamonds. Insane. Now these are the ways that you can get paid. So there's a leadership bonus. That means that 1% of all of the premiers and silvers split between you all get 1% share. So it's about 260 US bonus if you enroll 1 person in that month that you hit those ranks, then you get that as a bonus, and that continues as you go up the ranks. Uni level. So this is where the majority of your residual comes in. It means you get paid on each level of your business up to level 7, everywhere between 2 and 7%. So if you're structured correctly, you could technically have 2,000 people sitting on that 7th level. And this is how much would come in. So even though you've got 3 people there, you might technically be getting $9. Doesn't seem much, but as it grows, it really, really grows. Power of 3, what I would look at now, if I had my time over again, would be setting up for Power of 3 straight away, especially if I didn't have anyone who wanted to work with me straight away, and looking and trying to get this US $50 level 1, US $250 level 2, and US $1,500 for level 3, because that as a bonus, again, it's just a bonus, and this, you know, you'll be getting more than this in your residual income, but to have that in there to pay for your oils straight away and reward you as soon as, you know, you kind of start is something pretty valuable. Now, how to do that is you need, between the 4 of you, a combined volume of 600 PV. A PV is your doTERRA's points value of the product. So balance, for instance, might be 20 PV. So if you're all doing approximately 100 to 150 PV, then you'll get close to it. And you can have a few wholesale customers that help bump that up as well. Fast track. Now this is when doTERRA rewards you within the week that you have a class. So basically, if you have a class, you get 20% of that enrollment kit of that person that you enrolled. So say you've got the 330 kit, $330. I think it works out to be with a fractionated coconut oil, about $50 straight to you. So, you know, if you have a class and you've got 6 people there and you're getting $50 off each, it really does add up. And that's in your bank weekly. You get paid this weekly. The others are monthly. The second, this is really awesome because say I enroll Fred, who then enrolls somebody else, I get 10% of what he does. He gets the 20, I get the 10. So say Fred enrolls Lucy, then, and so Lucy would get the 20%, Fred would get the 10, and I would get 5%. Now, this is another real benefit of that residual income and that money coming through because, you know, sometimes my fast start, if I've done nothing, sometimes it's zero. Sometimes I don't get that weekly pay. Then sometimes it depends on what my team's doing and sometimes what I'm doing. Sometimes it's $500 a week. So it just really fluctuates depending on how much, and it helps everyone rise. Because if you can help your team rise, then you rise as well. You can just see here, which is much easier to look at in your books, it's not separated these screens, that as you get to these higher ranks, the bigger, a bigger chunk of your money is coming from the leadership pools because it goes on the dividends of the company as well as your uni level. Your power of 3 and your fast start are very minimal at these higher ranks, but they are a lot of your pay early on. Okay, change lives, create an income. So what would be to make the biggest impact in your life? Would it be earning more, working smarter, or doing what you love? Because this networking model in conjunction with the product presents an unparalleled opportunity for people to thrive. It really is about following your passion. So your 3 pathways here. Do you want your products for free? Then your goal might be to be a lead or premier. You know, in 3 to 5 hours a week, you have to personally enroll a few people and hope that they do the same to get that, you know, between $300 to $900. Supplement your income, okay? Maybe you just want to not go back to work and, you know, you're still living on 2 wages, but it's just a little bit. Setting your goals with this. So you want between 10 and 15 hours a week, enroll 4 customers and some builders. So builders help you build your team. Or do you want to replace your income? So 15 to 30 hours a week, the possibility of, you know, up to $20,000 a month, and you are looking at enrolling 8 customers and 2 builders monthly. It does take work. You know, this is not, I'm not going to tell you that this business is easy. It's a lot of personal development. It's a lot of up-leveling and working out your strengths. But from what I've learned over the past few weeks, in the trainings to come, you know, about inviting, about closing, about presenting classes effectively, that will all come over this next training series, but it is possible. So, you know, I don't look at anybody in this business and go, wow, they did it because they are truly amazing. I think, okay, if they can do it, I can do it. And as long as you have that confidence, you will be able to do this, but you need to put in the work. I honestly I'd be up to 30 hours a week. I would do this all day, every day at the moment because my goal is at least Blue Diamond. I want hubby out of work so we can just focus on this and do, you know, live our life. Okay, 3 steps to launch your business. You've got your live, share, and launch guides. So what we're going to do over the next few weeks, you have your live, the importance of a wellness consult and working through the live guide and learning how to use your oils, how to share them with others and teach others to share as well. You know, you want to help people in your team start sharing as well. They don't have to do it as a business. They just have that huge networks of friends that if they are open to you spreading your message, ask them. You might be, you know, if I come over, would you be open, you know, I'll give you a free diffuser or something if you can get a whole group of people together. And then launch your business. So this launch training is brilliant. We will run one of these in a few weeks. Names list. Whose names do you want to change? When you are writing people's names down, don't let your head get in the way. Just put their names down. Sometimes that enough energetically is enough for them to reach out. I wrote somebody's name down yesterday. I need to work on my energetic connection with him because I saw him post and he's like, oh my God, I love that oil. I enrolled last week as a wellness advocate with somebody else. So, you know, I've got to fine tune that. But I wrote his name down yesterday to contact. Bringing hope, opening hearts, rising leaders and living dreams is what you were doing with doTERRA business. Now I have 1 minute to go. What I want you to do over the next week is have a look at the basics of this is your module 1. Okay, who are we? Prepare for your business. Look at the lingo. Look at your membership options. What is the difference between a wellness advocate and a wholesale customer? What is LRP? Why doTERRA? Basic requirements. Where to find some resources. When you have, when you opt in as a wellness advocate, you get your own website, step by step there, and then your daily habits to help you live that healthy lifestyle. What I will do is I will jump back on. This is going to end. I'll be here just 10 minutes to answer questions because this will end in a moment. So if there's any questions, I'll put the link back into the